fellow YouTubers and model builders, this is Common Urban with part 2 of my inbox model review for the Mr. Hobby 1 350 scale Lusitania. Now in part 1, I explained to you how I got a hold of the model, and I explained a little bit about the history of the model. Now in this segment, we're actually going to look inside the box. And as you can see, this is a very big fucking box. And it says here the model is 28 inches long, so let's take a look. And here's how the model is packed once you see it. If you look at it like this, this is the way that the Intex models packed their model when they first produced it, with this thing here to hold the two halves of the hull. Unlike the model, the Titanic, which was also made by Intex later on, now made by Minicraft Models, which is a one-piece hull, which I'm about finished with mine, and I'm going to do a model review of it. The Intex version Lusitania was 2 pieces. Here it was a 2-piece hull. I can show you. Overall length of this thing is 28 inches from stem to stern. That's actually quite a big model kit. Actually, that's a pretty good size. You can see that's the starboard side. Right where the torpedo would have entered would have been right about here. That's the starboard port of the ship. And this is the port side of the vessel right here. So that's the 2 hull halves. And here is the first bag of parts. And I figured I would just open the bags and just show you guys what's inside these bags instead of trying to explain it. I'd rather just take it out and just show it to you. This rack here, rack E, this is all the davits, the mast, the railing, the railing stanchions for the stairs, the funnel braces, the 2 cranes, the rear jack staff, the front jack staff, the wire coils, the winch, the telegraphs, the crow's nest, and all of that. That's that rack. This rack here is the this deck and the 2 back decks of the second class series of ship. This is the shelter deck, and that's what that one is. As you can see there, this clear one here, this is all the skylight domes and stuff, and the 2 pieces for the display stand, holding the ship. And this here is the nameplate for the display stand, the 4 pieces to make the 2 stanchions, the 4 propellers, which are plated, which that's kind of nice, and the 3 anchors, but they're not supposed to be gold, they're gotta be black. So, and then I got this little packet here that's got the water slides, the flag decals, and the chain. And you can see the water slides are there, and it's also got the thread in there too for the white rigging. So that's what's all basically included in the first bag. Let me slide that back in there real quick. So yeah, that's bag number 1. Bag number 2, it's going to be kind of hard to take all this out, so I'm not even going to try to attempt it. But bag number 2 here includes all the external walls of the ship, like the outer walls of the first class here of the ship and the second class. All the bulkhead walls and stuff of like the main decks, like boat deck, shelter deck, the propeller shafts, the staircases, the lifeboats, the funnels. See, the funnels are right there. And I can see the vents, the canister lids for the vents, and all the railing and stuff that you'll need. And all the plastic railing comes with a kit is all right here, which I really don't honestly want to try to get all that out and show it. Not the fact that I don't want to, it's just that there's a lot there. This is the biggest bag in this whole thing, as you can see. It's a lot of parts. That is a lot of fucking parts. I don't want to try to fuck with all that. So, I'm sorry about that. And this part back here is all the different decks, and I can take this out. This ain't gonna be no big deal here. This is all the decks. That's just all the main decks of the ship. I can take these out for you. See, there's the forecastle deck and part of the shelter deck. See, it's molded and it's real light, like a caramel brown color. And this is the back end of the shelter deck, including, you know, the stern end of the ship. As you can see, there's the sun deck of the liner, which is molded in this real dark chocolate brown plastic. And that's really going to be hard as fuck to paint over, but there's this stuff you can buy. It's like a model, what is it, some kind of modeling stuff, I forget what. Oh, it's like a model primer. You can use the primer, the colors. And then finally you have the boat deck, which is right here. And that's all the pieces that's inside that. So, set all these back in the way they were like this. Find the bag here real quick. I'll put it back in there and then we'll move on to the next stuff. There ain't much left here, so I mean, I'll try to go kind of fast so we can see everything. And maybe we'll talk a little bit about the history of Lusitania too, because I like talking about the history of models and the histories of ships. And the next thing here is the base. This is a really awesome base. As you can see it here, it actually looks like wood. You can see the little hole stuff for the nameplate and stuff. And when Intex models made both the Titanic and the Lusitania models together, they both had the same exact base, but over time, you know, when many craft models got a hold of the Titanic model finally and did their version of it, they completely got rid of this base and they got this big, ugly, black plastic thing, which I'll show you in my review video for the Minicraft's Titanic model, which I've actually dressed mine up a little bit to make it a little bit better. But personally, honestly, I wish they would have kept this base. I like this better because this looks nicer. So that's the base. And when I showed you earlier in front of the box, it says limited edition with photo etched accessories. Well, I didn't know what the hell it was until I found this little tiny bag. And it says 1/350 scale for RMS Lusitania, and on the little rack thing, it says GE008 RMS Lusitania 1/350. And it says GSI Creos Corp, made in Czech Republic. Maybe if I can zoom in a little bit for you, you can see what they are. They're little people, little passengers and crew that you put on the ship, and they're photo etched, and they've been painted and detailed. As you can see, there's that. I'll try to get a better look at it here so you can see it. And that's what it says on the top of the bag, right? What it says right on the bag. So I thought that's kind of neat, because I might put these on there to populate the Lucy. And then finally, you can't do a model kit without the instructions. And there is a Japanese side and there's an English side to it. You see the Japanese part's the largest part here, but in the corner there it says RMS Lusitania. It says Mr. Hobby. And it's just basically well forward. It shows you the parts list. Basically all the parts I basically showed you. You know, the parts I couldn't show you, I'll show them to you right here. There's some of the stuff there I couldn't show you if you can see it. I think I'll do this one because it's easier. See, some of the parts I couldn't show you are right here. So if you can see what I couldn't show you, it's right there. This is actually a very detailed book. It's quite detailed. The illustrations are pretty detailed. I like them because they actually show you how to do it. And it ain't just in Japanese like I thought it was going to be. You know, when I first saw this, it's in Japanese here, and there's English too. So they made this model for both the European, for, you know, both English-speaking people and Japanese people. Which I don't understand why Japanese people want to build a model of a famous English ship. And on the back of the model, on the back of the book, it shows you a picture of the completed model as she would look. So that's what's in the box. And like I said in my first segment of the video, these models, depending on which version you get of it, if you get the original 1970s era Intex model, or you get the later and Mark models kit, or you get the Revell version, or you get either the Gunze Sangyo or the Mr. Hobby version. Just depends on which version you get, which version is going to cost you more. But honestly, it doesn't really matter to me which version I have. I'm actually quite excited I even have this because, like I've told you, model kits of Lusitania, they're very, very, very rare. And they're very hard to get a hold of and very sought after. So, I'm really excited to have it. And that's basically everything that is inside this kit. As you can see here, and everything comes in this giant box. And there's one thing I'm going to say real quick before I end this video. The illustration on the front of this box, I'm not a real big fan of it because it just to me it just looks like it was cheaply done, and it was just thrown together at last moment. Now the original illustration on the Intex models box was the painting by Ken Marshall of the Lusitania at sea, and early in her career, and it was a beautiful painting. And I kind of wish I had that box. I kind of wish I had that version just because I like the box better than this. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers, right? So I'm happy to even own this, and once I build it and stuff and get worked on and stuff, I'll give you updates on it. When I'm completely finished, I'll give you a model review on it, on what I think about it and what I can teach you how to do it. And I hope you enjoyed this two-part model review, because it was such an epic model, it had to be done in two parts. And so I hope you enjoy it. And until next time, this is your old friend Commodore Urban saying, have smooth seas and clear skies, and happy sailing with you.